difficult time, but please don't worry and fret. For what is to be must be, and what is for you you'll get. Let the Lord be your salvation, and you will not regret. Lift up your hands and praise Him. Lift up your hands and praise Him. In spite of all the circumstances, come let us pray all day. Come let us pray all night. That everything will be alright. 2 Timothy 3 verse 1. Perilous time shall come. Do you think that this was a riddle? Idle jesting, joke or fun? Now you see the time has come. But please don't worry and fret. Lift up your hands and praise Him. Lift up your hands and praise Him. In spite of all the circumstances, come and let us pray all day. Come let us pray all night. That everything will be alright. In spite of the high inflation, please don't worry and fret. In spite of the deregulation, please don't worry and fret. In spite of the killing and stealing, please don't worry and fret. War, rumors and backbiting, please don't worry and fret. Lift up your hands and praise Him. Lift up your hands and praise Him. In spite of all.
Yes, yes, yes. Good afternoon, listeners and viewers. Welcome to Rebel Radio. Today is Friday, the third day of February 2023. And, we want to welcome our viewers and listeners to our live programming, which we want to start this afternoon. We're coming to you live from Rockfort in East Kingston. And we would like to kick off our program this afternoon by talking to our ex-CIA agent, Mr. Michael Murridge, And Mike has been talking to us for a couple of weeks now, telling us about his activities as a CIA officer. And today he's going to tell us some more about CIA operation. Michael, how are you?
Okay, Desmond, nice to be with you.
Yes, and welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. I recall you telling me that you want to concentrate on some of your experiences. You're going to give us some of your CIA experiences.
Well, yes, I'd like to give some specifics, and
Yes.
but also some generalities. I'd prefer this hour to start with a training that I had. This was the beginning of my entree coming aboard with the CIA. It's very interesting. I started thinking about it about 6 months ago, and then wrote a quick paper on it. The title of the paper was Understanding Oleg. Oleg was Colonel Oleg Penkovsky.
Yes.
He was a GRU. GRU is the military intelligence during the Soviet time, and it's still used, the GRU. The KGB is no longer, but the GRU still has the same designation. He was a GRU colonel, intelligence colonel. And in 1962, during the 62 missile crisis, he gave us, even before, but during the crisis, he gave us information that was John Kennedy knew exactly what the intentions of Nikita Khrushchev would be. when we stopped their vessels on the high seas in the Caribbean to inspect them. We knew that they would allow us to get on and inspect. And it's very interesting that most agents work for money. He did not work for money. Colonel Penkovsky worked because he thought at the time the Soviet Union was a threat to world peace.
Okay.
And yes.
Yes, go ahead.
And he thought they were a threat to world peace, the Soviet Union. The two case officers that handled him, one was because he was a linguist in Russian, the other because he was a master handler, because at that time, Penkovsky was probably the best agent we had in the world, the most productive. And they both told, this was in 1964, this was a 64 training class. And he was picked up at the end of 62 by the Soviets. We knew he was being tailed, and we offered him citizenship immediately in the United States. There is an agreement between the CIA and the Congress where they can get citizenship for certain people. He turned it down. We told him he was being tailed, and that it was just a matter of time he would be picked up. Well, he was picked up in 62, and the report was that he was shot in 63 after obviously they debriefed him and everything. And he could have gotten out, but he didn't. He chose not to.
Okay. So he turned down the offer.
I'm sorry?
No, so he turned down the offer for citizenship.
Yes, he did. He turned down the offer.
Yes.
It cost him his life. And this was a very, very special agent.
Yes.
Today we have unfortunately, a lot of Americans, and when I wrote this paper, Understanding Oleg, we have agents here that one or two or three or four I would discuss. Alder James was a CIA officer who got recruited and worked for the KGB.
Yes.
He gave up a lot of information. He
Yes.
was very nonchalant in the way he operated. He actually used in Europe. One officer who was over there at the time told me that Ames was using safe houses to bring girlfriends to, which is obviously a no-no for security. At one point, he was polygraphed at headquarters, and the polygraph officer did not like the polygraph, the results of the polygraph. And he went to the case officer in charge of the operation, and the case officer just ignored it. He didn't do anything. So there was a period of time before Ames was caught that he could have been stopped. Unfortunately, Ames gave up a lot of the names of Russian assets that we had recruited. And they started disappearing, and then when they started, we found out a couple of them had been killed. Well, then we realized where we should start looking, and the agency finally found Alder James as being the recruited KGB culprit. Another was Robert Hansen. He was an FBI agent with the Bureau for 20 years. Interestingly, he started working, offering his services after 3 years only of being with the FBI. Usually it takes more time before they're recruitable, but within 3 years he was working and reporting, and he compromised a lot of names, gave a lot of information, did a lot of damage to the Soviets. Jonathan Pollock was a U.S. intel analyst who was spying for Israel. He was a U.S. Navy intel analyst.
Hold a little there. This FBI agent who was recruited to the CIA, He was working for who?
For the Soviets, for the Russians.
Okay.
You're talking about Robert Hansen?
Yes.
Yeah, Hansen was a 20-year FBI agent who, after 3 years, was started working for the Soviets. He'd been recruited.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he did. No, after that, he decided to work for the CIA.
No, he didn't. He was an FBI agent.
Yeah. Working for the Soviets.
And he was working. He was working for the Russians.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Now, Jonathan Pollock was a U.S. Navy intel analyst who ended up being recruited for Israel, and he was reporting to Israel. He did a lot of damage in giving up our codes. He knew the codes, almost all of the code sequences.
Yes.
He gave up the codes, and interestingly, Hansen and Ames are in jail for life. Jonathan Pollock was removed and sent to Israel. He was the Jewish lobby power in the United States got him out of jail, and now he's basking in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Another is James Angleton. James Angleton was a story in itself. The short time I was at headquarters, I used to hear stories about James Angleton. He was a counterintelligence chief. And he would tell a station overseas he was going to visit them from headquarters, and he would lay on a communications that you normally you lay that on for an agent, a secret agent, and you don't want anybody to know about it. You don't do this to the station chief or somebody that works in the station overseas, telling them to be on a certain corner at such and such a time with a Life magazine or smoking a cigar or this or that, because you just go to the embassy and then you meet with the chief of station or whoever it is you're set up to meet with. But he would do these things just for effect. James Angleton, interestingly, I would say he demolished the program of the Soviet defectors. I named two defectors, Anatoly Golitsyn and Yuri Nosenko. Both Golitsyn and Nosenko were defectors. Now, defectors are different from recruited agents in the sense that they come over to you.
Yes.
You don't recruit them. They come over to you. And for them to be accepted, they have to come over with something to offer that is valuable to the interest of your country. We've had defectors, and defectors have done well. We've had other defectors that did not do well. We have mistreated defectors. Nosenko was mistreated by Angleton, and he sabotaged a lot of these defector programs. And today he died, but today he was liaisoning with the Mossad. And today there's a bench, I understand, in his name in Israel. But
okay.
But Angleton did a lot of damage, and he stayed there as a chief of counterintelligence for many years.
Okay.
Recently, and I know nothing about this, I just heard this, Chris McGonigal, he's a former FBI officer, and he was providing services to a Russian oligarch by the name of Oleg Deripaska. I only mention this to say that these other countries do not stand alone in being recruitable. We've had many people who've been recruited here. And it's very sad to know that even today, besides this recruitment business that's going on, that you have the FBI, you have the CIA, we know of other agencies that have been politicized, but when you politicize the FBI and the CIA, then you know you're in trouble, and they both have been politicized.
Yes, you mean right
Been-
now?
been-
You
yeah,
mean
well,
presently?
it's been going on for several decades, and
Yeah.
it exists right now. They put people in at the top that do not have the interest in the security of the United States. They have other interests. And when you realize what's going on, then you realize we're in trouble. We're definitely in trouble. I'm one that believes we're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I think our foreign policy is in trouble. I think part of our domestic policy is in trouble. But it has been politicized, both the CIA and the embassy. And the agency. I cannot say it often enough.
Yes. But
Um,
but during your time, you are able to say that on both sides, in other words, the Soviets, Russia was able to recruit U.S. agents, and U.S. recruited Russian agents.
oh yes, absolutely. That's the name of the game.
Yes.
That's absolutely the name of the game. The Chinese are very active here, and we are less active in China. We're more active in Russia. But
Yes.
I remember when I was in Vietnam, the first year I was there, I was in the provinces, which I'll go over that later. But the second year, I was brought into it was a denied area operation, which the two countries were China and North Vietnam, and I was chosen for North Vietnam. China, we were able to get into China through legal travelers and other types of operations. Getting into North Vietnam during the war, this was from 65, 67, during the war was extremely, extremely difficult. And when you don't have access, then that brings up, okay, how are you gonna recruit somebody when you don't have good access? That'll be for another day, but if there is another day. But right now, it's easier to recruit in Russia than it is in China.
Okay. Yes, I see. I have no doubt that at this time that activity is in full swing.
Oh, very much so. A lot of money is expended for that, and the two main targets still remain China and China number one, Russia number two. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
When we talk of the CIA, we refer to it. People in the agency, they call it the agency. They call it the company. They call it the outfit. Some people call it Spy Works or Spooksville. The training center, which is not in Washington, is referred to as the farm or isolation. And I spent many months there being trained on the farm or in isolation. Very interesting program.
What is the length of your training period?
The training period was 10 months.
Okay.
The Soviets at that time were 2.5 years, almost 2.5 years, but they had language included. They won't get into it much now, but their illegal program, I became a deep cover officer my second tour. The illegal program that the Soviets have is much better. They can come in under another country's passport. You think he's a Pole or he's a Hungarian or he can even be a Western European if he doesn't have much accent. And he knows, and he's been living there for quite a while. Where Americans are Americans. Maybe you'd think he's a Canadian, but that's about as far as it goes. But our deep cover program was never given the emphasis when I was in that program that the KGB gave to their illegals. The illegals were put into a country for many, many years. In most cases, unless somebody was already there, and that was part of his normal being, In most cases, a deep cover officer was sent in for 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 years, but not 20 or like the way the KGB agents, the illegals operated.
Yes.
The recruitment phase is an interesting phase. When you recruit somebody, you have a normal recruitment. You spot somebody, and if you think that he is interesting in the work he does, you assess him as a person and you assess his position.
Yes.
If it looks good, then you develop him. You want to get close to him. You want him to like you, to have confidence in you, and to be comfortable with you. So you develop him. And I think a good officer will know before the moment of truth, before the recruitment, that what the agent is going to say. To be surprised if a recruitment goes bad, I think the case officer has really not done his job well.
Okay.
There are many ways to recruit. You hook the agent. You hook him for money. You hook him because he likes you. I mean, it's a combination of things. It might not be one thing. Even if he likes money, if he doesn't like you, some might accept, some might not.
Right.
Then you have the,
Mike,
yes.
What is the budget for recruitment during your time? During your time,
That depends on productivity. You know, I would tell you this: in my time, we paid more for recruiting agents than the Soviets did. Yes, we did, but it depends on the value you place with the agent, how he is placed in his position. If he's in charge of the nuclear program in Russia, you're going to pay him one hell of a lot of money. If he's just somebody there in the Foreign Service Department and he's a second secretary and he can bring you limited documents, tell you what's going on in country X, where you might have met him, where he's operating and you're operating, then that's a different pay scale. There's no doubt about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, the other thing, Mike, that probably I would like you to tell me is, like, how the CIA goes about dealing with, like, small countries like Caribbean countries, you know. How do they treat with these small islands?
Well, they don't look at Caribbean countries like they do Russia or China or even France or England or Germany or something like that. But all the countries, there is an interest. All of the CIA has operators in all the countries. You'll have less staff in a smaller country, mostly. But it's important, and it comes and goes. It depends on what's happening. If the Chinese and the Russians, I know the Chinese are in Jamaica, but if they started establishing military sites there, then Jamaica would become extremely important. I mean. But as it stands, it's mostly being monitored. The Caribbean is not on the top scale unless something specific happens.
Okay, so for example,
but it's active. But they're active. The agency is active in all these countries.
Yes, but the Caribbean wouldn't become an important center unless they're, for example, if the Chinese start getting closer.
Yeah, if they get closer, the Russians come in. If they, depending on if they're just there building roads or doing things like that, it's one thing. But if they start increasing their interest in Jamaica or any of the Caribbean countries,
Yes.
then that's a different story. Then that's a different story. Yeah.
Okay. During your time, did you at any time had to deal with Haiti?
I was asked. You're talking about Haiti?
Yes.
Yeah, I was asked to operate in Haiti after I had left the agency.
Oh,
I left the agency because my cover got blown.
yes.
And then when I came down here, and I met my wife and we got married. Even before that, before we got married, they wanted me to operate under contract, not specifically at that time Haiti, but for where I had been in Latin America, because there was a general they couldn't get to, and that general I was very close to him. They had a new chief of station down in that country.
Yes.
He went through my files. He wasn't there when I was there, but he went through my files and he started seeing my contact reports and intel reports. And he took action on these reports while I was here in Miami undercover, but contract. That the chief of station, when I was overseas and active, did not take action on, and which I never understood why. But I was on the outside. I'd meet him every 3 weeks or so in a night car meeting, and we'd go over various things. But I gave him a lot of leads on a lot of assets that I developed. Well, this new chief of station, he found out I was down there. I actually went down there on my own, and they either saw me at the palace, I don't know till this day, or they saw me at a picnic with this general, one or the other. And the chief of station heard about it, or he saw it personally. And then I came back here and I got a call from Washington. And I started working under contract. I told him, I said, I can only give you a week a month because I'm starting to get my new life in charge here. I need the time.
Yes.
I'm not going to go back because I chose to leave when my cover got blown.
Yes.
I didn't, but I did not want to end up at headquarters or end up in some embassy. I wanted to stay on the outside.
Okay.
So I left, and after I started working, it was very interesting. The Haitian desk got in touch with me, and they wanted me to work Haiti, and I told them no. This was Papa Doc was there, and I said my wife has family there, and I don't want to get involved for that reason. So I turned it down.
Yes. Yes.
The desk chief actually made a trip down here to Miami and to talk to me. He was in bad shape. He had cancer. And he went back to Washington, and 4 days later he died. I was very shocked to hear he died so soon after he went back.
Okay.
But he worked right up till the end, yeah. Okay.
Life inside the CIA as an active officer is sounds as if it is a 24-hour affair.
Life is different on the outside.
Yes, but inside.
Inside the agency is bureaucratic. It's very bureaucratic.
Yes.
It's a lot of supervision. It's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of rules and regulations. It's exactly after I left Vietnam what I didn't want, and because my tour in Vietnam was so good, I was able to call my own shots and go on the outside, what we call on the outside, or go under deep cover, or be a knock, a non-official cover. A knock. So and that's really what I was interested in. But unfortunately, somebody in the cover company blew my cover, and once this cover was blown, well, it hit the media, and then one thing after another. So I knew that in time. See, it was an offshoot of the Howard Hughes Company. I spent 4.5 months in Las Vegas building cover before I went to Latin America. I spent 4 months studying Spanish, not in Washington and not in Miami, in another town under another situation.
Yes.
They spent a lot of money, they invested a lot of money, but there was somebody in the cover company that should not have been cleared, and he was a crook.
Yes.
And when he got caught by the U.S. government, he thought by giving up my name that that they would leave him alone. Well, once he blew the cover, that's it. It's over. There's nothing else. So.
Okay.
He ran to Canada. They put him on. They got him back from Canada, and in Utah they put him on trial, and he got 33 months in jail.
Okay.
In Salt Lake City. Yeah, he was a Canadian citizen, but they got him back because his roots were here.
All right. Have you ever, during your career, had any dealings with Jamaica?
No, I didn't have any dealings with Jamaica at all. Okay. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you because I have some good friends, as you know, in Jamaica.
Okay. But Jamaica at one time was a CIA target during the 70s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yes. During the Michael Manley government's administration.
That got their attention back here in the States. Manley got their attention.
Yes, of course. Yes.
You're right. He got their attention.
Right. So, tell us some more about your contract days. That is after you are no longer a full-time CIA officer.
Yeah, well, what I was doing is I was going into to Latin America, back again. They wanted to expand the countries. They wanted me to hit 2 or 3 other countries also, and this general was coming to the States. And so I made arrangements to the agency wanted me to meet with him. I had told the agency that he was coming. They didn't know, and they wanted me to meet with him. So he came here to Miami, and then we flew. He brought his wife. I took my wife with me, and we went to Washington. And we went on separate flights, but we met up in Washington. And spent 2 or 3 days there together. We had a good time. And I was developing him some more.
Yes.
He was trying. What caught the station chief's eye was he wanted to take over the government down there. I had already left. He had been telling me when I was down there how frustrated he was with the government. And that he,
Which country was that? Which country was that?
This was Ecuador.
Okay.
This was Ecuador, and he kind of hinted that there needed to be some changes. He didn't say it should be the military or that it should be him, but I could see that he was itching at the end a lot.
Yes.
Anyway, as it turned out.
Yes, Mike.
Okay, got some background noise. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, he finally, he never got what he wanted, and he finally just retired. Another interesting situation, under contract.
Yes.
Same country. I got a call to go down there. Same replacement station chief, and I met with an officer in a hotel room. Believe it or not, his first name is John. I'm sure he's retired now. Maybe he's dead. I don't know. And John and I trained together. And we were surprised. I was surprised when I saw him because I didn't know he was the one I would meet. They had a fellow there that would not deal with them, who I used to play tennis with. I gave so many reports to the station down there when I was down there, and could have recruited him. But they wanted to get him recruited, and they said, well, it's hard for us to believe that you had that kind of. I said, you read my contact reports, you read the intel reports. Mm-hmm. I said, this is the guy that told the station that the Russians were coming. So I said, give me 10 questions. So I got 10 questions from him, and I can tell you this because you don't know specifically, any names or this or that, and it's been many years. I said, give me 10 questions. So I went to him that night, this fellow. He gave me the answers to 10 questions. The next day I went back to the hotel. We had another hotel meeting, and I said, here's your 10 questions. Well, it wasn't long thereafter that my cover problem expanded, and it hit the news media. It hit CBS News and this and that and this and that, and they got scared. They said, we need you to cool out a bit. And I said, listen, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Forget about it. Mm-hmm. And so that was the end. But that went on for about almost 2.5 years under contract after I had left. And it's too bad because I had a good job afterwards. I retired and comfortably, and good job, but I never got the high that I got when I was working with the agency.
Okay. Yes, those were your glory days.
Yeah. I'll tell you, those were great days, days. I hate to tell you this because I saw a lot of bad things in Vietnam, but Vietnam, I have some great memories from Vietnam operationally.
Yes.
And I was single, I was young, so Vietnam was a high for me. And everything in the agency was a high. Training was a high. Everything was, but...
Were you ever attacked in Vietnam by?
No, a captain?
No, were you ever attacked?
Oh, was I caught?
No, not caught. Were you attacked at any time you came under any attacking while you were serving in Vietnam?
Oh, I got shot at, and I think I told you I flew with the forward air controller. And we spotted targets. The last time I told you, spotted targets. These aircraft would drop their bombs on the on these hamlets and villages. And a couple times we checked the wings and we saw bullets. A couple times I was in a helicopter, and you hear that round hit the base plate underneath you, and the chopper shakes real quick. There's a quick shake.
Yes.
Then I got mortared a couple times. I had a counter-terror team that they mortared. They were 40 people, about 100 yards from me, living in near where my house was. A couple times we got mortared, and that was about it. I was never shot at direct out on the road. I used to go out on the road alone and see a Frenchman. It's a very interesting story. I was developing a Frenchman who was the manager of a rubber plantation, because my province had rubber plantations. And the Special Forces colonel was embarrassed because he wouldn't send a squad where I was driving alone back and forth out to this plantation.
Okay.
So he would nicely ask me, he said, you need to stop doing that. I said, well, I can't do that. I said, this is what I do. And he went to headquarters McVie, Military Assistance Command, to Westmoreland's office down there. And Westmoreland went over to the embassy, and the embassy went across to the CIA, and the CIA got the information, and they said, well, we're sorry, but he does what he does, and nobody's going to stop him. We're not going to stop him. So that was that.
Okay.
But that was a few times my hair on the back of my, I said, what am I doing on this highway? Because when you're out there alone, they got you.
Yes.
And they are all over the place. They're all over the place. But I never had that problem when I was flying in choppers and other aircraft. I had 2 bunkers. But it was just me in the house.
Right.
I had grenades and grenade launchers. I had Swedish K and 9mm rounds from here to hell and back. But had they gotten in or gotten through, then they'd have had me. But
right.
No, we were fine.
Yeah. Well, Mike, I tell you what. We let us say to be continued. We are going to end our version for today, and
Okay.
yes, and I think we can continue next Friday. All being well.
Okay, let me check. I'm going to check for next Friday,
Yes.
and I will let you know, okay?
Okay, Mike.
I'll send you a message by tomorrow. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
It's always a pleasure talking to you too, Mike. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Desmond. You
Yes.
take care.
That was
Bye-bye.
Thank you. That was ex-CIA agent Mike Merridge. And we like to have these exchanges. He's telling us about his life in the CIA. Let us go for a break. This is Rebel Radio.
Touch me, Lord, touch me, Lord, touch me again. Touch me, Lord, touch me, Lord, touch me again, Lord. Touch me, Lord, touch me, Lord, touch me again. Touch me, Lord, touch me, Lord, touch me again, Lord. Touch me, Lord, touch me, Lord, touch me again.
Do it for your best life. Go check your HIV status. So keep your life trending, no pretending. Me, I tell yourself it, do it for you, do it for you. Every time you are link with a condom. Coulda Ozzy, coulda wife, coulda be a random. Condom connect and protect your profile. Be your own fan. Do it for your best life. Do it for your best life. Do it. Don't put yourself at risk. Condom connect every time. Do it for your best life. Do it.
I am glad, so glad I found my Lord. I am glad, so glad that I found my Lord. He has forgiven me for my sins and washed me in His blood. I am glad, so glad I found my Lord. When you have a problem, come and tell it to my Jesus. When you have a problem, come and tell it to the Lord. He's a problem solver. He's a burden bearer. I'm feeling happy. I found my Lord. So I beg you, wash me, Jesus, wash
wash me and let me whiter than snow, Lord. Wash me, Jesus, wash me. Wash me in your blood. I'm feeling happy. I found my Lord. If you are sick, tell it to Jesus. He's a mighty healer. If you are blind, tell it to Jesus. He can make you see, brother man. If you are dumb, tell it to Jesus. He can make you speak.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Welcome back to Rebel Radio. And, today is Friday. We're going to talk into our business friend, Bobby. Bobby is a businessman who operates down in Kingston. Bobby, how are you?
I am all right, sir. Thanks for calling.
Yes, yes.
Having me on your program for the second time.
Yes, sir. It's a pleasure. It's our pleasure. Our pleasure. How is business since the start of the year, Bobby?
It has been the same as it was last year. Nothing different. As a matter of fact, I think it's a little bit more hostile now than it was before because, it's the tambourine season.
Yes.
And there was no money last year. So you can imagine how bad things are now. But give God thanks. We put some things in place that, and God has been blessing us. So we can't complain. Mm-hmm. But I am almost sure that there are other persons who are not as fortunate as I am.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. One of the things that I am concerned about this, the impact of crime on business, because where I am broadcasting from right now is I am feeling the impact of the violence on businesses. Now, how is that treating you and other business operators in that area?
All right. I want to ask you a question just before I answer your question. We have always had crime in this country. It is something that has been tormented us for the longest time.
Yes.
But in the past, has it affected you the way it has been affecting you now?
I would say it has gotten worse.
Okay. And what I say to others then who are enjoying themselves now, not being much affected by this crime, it is coming to you. And so we must all unite to get rid of this ugly monster that is affecting us.
Yes.
It affects, and I am trying to understand the logic behind this method by the conservative force, wherein if some shooting or something happens in the community, that we have seen them now locking down your businesses at a particular time. Now I don't know how is it that will help to curb what we are faced with, right? Mm-hmm. But this is one of the measures that they use. And of course, we had about 3 years of COVID, and the same lockdown took place, which would have affected our businesses, and now you are doing the same thing. And the question I asked the minister, the prime minister, the hierarchy, who are implementing these things, how do we earn an honest bread to live honestly? Because we would have had light bill to pay, workers to pay, rent to pay, and other utility bills. How do we do these things when you just come as you please? Locking down our business is because of some firing of shots somewhere around the corner, whatever the case is. How does that measure change what is happening?
Yes, I can well understand that.
The last time we spoke, you spoke about we as a country, as a nation, we need to have forum where as a people we sit down and discuss issues as to the way forward. If we don't do that, we have nowhere going. Mm-hmm. Because we put a set of people to guide us, to lead us. But these people, in that, you also need to hear from, you can't just come and put things in place because you are elected as leaders. You need to hear from the people.
I think so. And that is why That is why the last time we spoke, I suggested that it is time for residents all over the country to insist that they have regular discussions with their members of parliament. In other words, they must be in a position, they must have an input. They must be in a position to tell them MPs what is happening so that they can use this as a guide when they are discussing policies.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct.
Yes.
A question to you, sir. In this on the same line that we are at now, you just heard of the new act being passed in Parliament, or it will become effective February 1, right? The Road Act, Traffic Act.
The Road Traffic
right?
Act. Yes.
Yes. Now, question: how much was that discussed with the people? You hear about what was in there before, and all of that. Right, and the new laws and all of those things. How much was these things put before the people, and we sit down and discuss these issues? Because the people are the ones who are faced, who are on the roads. How much was these things discussed with the people before they were passed in Parliament and coming in effect?
Well, it is obvious that not much discussion was held there because, for example, one of the issues right now is the seat that must be placed inside taxis and buses to carry children. Now, of course, all of us want.
Including your own personal vehicles. So
yes.
no more than mommy can sit at the back and hold the child.
Yes. So all of us want to reduce accidents on our roads.
Precisely.
Yes.
Precisely.
But one of the things that I think that if the legislators had some discussions, they would have thought out before they legislated that particular act. Because let me tell you, one of the things, is that we cannot copy everything that we see in a developed country and use it in countries like Jamaica. No.
Thank you very much, sir. Because a developed country have good roads.
Yes, good roads.
And a developed country, if the roads are bad, have persons to know, tackle the administration about them.
And not only that, they have a good public passenger transportation system.
Thank you very much, sir.
So therefore, these factors can work in those communities.
But a question to you, sir. A question to you. With the baby seat, seeing that the government is the one who has implemented this, are the JUTC buses equipped with such device?
No, I don't see those seats.
So then, as the person who is in charge, aren't you the one who is supposed to set the example for others?
Absolutely.
Something is wrong with us, sir.
Of course. So there is something radically wrong with that thinking.
So let us just drift back a little bit to crime, right?
Yeah.
If it is that our leaders are not setting the example, how it is then, my friend, we are going to even deal with the situations? You think people are looking and seeing what you are doing, and of course are following your lead?
Very, very interesting question that, because for example, the crime wave that we are having now is not something that started last week. And the political parties have played a significant role in developing, in festering this crime problem that we are having right now.
Along with America.
Yes, they have done that. And therefore, it is going to take a lot of action. And as we both agree, the citizens' input is required. And when we talk about input from the citizens, we're not talking about this high-handed approach where they are saying, oh boy, or the citizens must do that and they must do this. No, not that like that. We must have the authorities. They must have meaningful consultations with residents, serious and meaningful, right? So that these consultations, they must be serious. In other words, what the people are saying, they must look and listen to what they are saying, and you see how it can be used in the formation of policies to address the problem at hand. That is not being done right now.
That's right? Yes.
Right? Because you look at a member of parliament can tell you the names and address of all his political operatives in a constituency. He knows his runners. He knows all his political workers.
Yes.
Then they can't tell us that they are not aware and know who are the bad men in their constituency either. They know who they are. They know who the troublemakers are.
Yes. So why are we playing games with people's life and telling them that they should come up with information that they know when we are not coming up with the information that we have?
Yes, right. So you are perfect. You are perfectly right. Where the examples, the leaders must set examples.
You know my argument to you now, sir. My argument to you is that the people of this country, we need to put away the color green and the color orange.
Yes.
And think about the green, black, and gold. That's what we need to think about.
Yes,
and to move this country forward.
Yes, of
course. And they have divided us, and we have divided ourselves, right? And they realize where we are, the kind of people we are, and they toy with us in that way, right? But it is coming to a point where, as Marcus Garvey will say, when your back is against the wall, that is the time that you're going to realize the situation that you are in.
Yes.
And I will say this to you, legislators will come all the time and they will say that these laws are on the books from whenever this country was developed, blah, 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 right? Now, what we need to do is to look at where the country was 50 years ago as to where the country is today, right? All right. One of the new laws is that you don't use your device while you're driving. I got a $10,000 ticket for that yesterday, which I will go to court for.
You mean
right?
2 days after? That's a second day after.
Yes, man. I got a 10. So the police are out there looking for persons to commit offense because the police was on the opposite side, and I was surprised when I saw the police beside me. Right. Yeah. But my point is, you have painted all the sidewalks in Kingston with yellow paint. So let us say I get a call, because I got an emergency call yesterday because something is wrong with my son, and I had to answer the phone to say to my son's mother, I will call you when I stop, right? And in doing that, stopping, I was stopped at the stoplight, I stopped at the stoplight, and that is the time that I answered the phone while I stopped. Anyway, I asked a question now. So where do I pull over? Because these places painted yellow are no stopping zones, right? So if you stop there, to answer your phone now, you're going to be ticketed again because you have stopped at a no parking spot.
Yes.
Right? So I asked, so where is the leverage? Where is it that people get space to breathe? When you're going to say to me, as a legislator who have all different kinds of bodyguards in your favor, right? When you're going to say to me that I cannot stop, I must stop at the stoplight at Maxfield Avenue, where persons are being killed in the broad daylight. I must stop there at 3 o'clock in the morning. Something is wrong with you as a legislator. Something is wrong with you. Because your conscience must tell you to tell me as a citizen if I see where I can go because of the zone that I am in, because it's not a safe zone, because these police know this, they know the safe zone because they have markers as to where the safe zones are.
Yes.
Right? So you can proceed. All right. We are claiming that we want, and I stand corrected. We are saying that we want to stop crime. All right. Now this is it. A shooting happened last week in Central Kingston. The soldiers are at Rosemary Lane Corner, and the shooting took place at Smith Lane. And it is said that the soldier no matter what, the soldier cannot leave his post to go to Smith Lane to address the incident.
So
tell me, my friend, what is the sense of you placing personnel, security personnel at points, and if something is happening at that point, you place my point A and something happening at point B, and they can go to rescue or save lives, and they can't move? Tell me what sense does that make as somebody who says that you're educated, that you are trained to do what you're doing, that you know what you're doing, that you have experience? Tell me what sense does that make?
It doesn't make sense to me.
So what you're saying to me then, my friend, if the Prime Minister happens to stop somewhere and you are placed here and you see the Prime Minister in danger, you can't move to save the Prime Minister's life?
No.
And if you can move to save the Prime Minister's life, how much more important is the Prime Minister's life than somebody, a citizen who pays you to do what you're doing?
Yes. Yes, there's some.
It is time, and it is things like these, my friend, that will never cause us to change into a better nation.
Yes.
Will never cause us to. And then you hear these people telling you about how it is happening in this country and it's happening in that country. As you said earlier on, you cannot match yourself with an Adidas if you are a Reebok. A Reebok is a Reebok and an Adidas is an Adidas.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yeah.
When you go to the Chinaman and you buy something, sometimes it only lasts you 6 months.
Yes.
But when you go other places and buy it, lasts you a lifetime. So you cannot match yourself with your inferior self with somebody who's way above you.
Yes.
Huh?
We have to develop. We have to develop our own mechanism, our own solutions for our problems. Jamaica problem.
We teach people not to work, right? We teach them not to work. We teach them to be late and tell you, Jamaican time.
Yes.
That's everything that is bad. So we teach people, and then we bring laws into the country that's international standard. But you are out.
Yes. And as we both agree that as it relates to the traffic situation in the country, we don't need any preaching to know that, for example, last year we had 480 fatal accidents on the road. Now this year we would like to reduce. As a matter of fact, we wish we could reduce that to 0, right?
I know we would want that.
Yeah,
we would want that, but it's not practical.
I know
it is not practical.
It's not practical,
and it's not practical for several reasons. And I'm going to give you one example, and you can come yourself and check it out. On East Queen Street, the Water Commission came and dig up the road. The road that was perfectly fine before then. They came and dig up the road, and some guys came to pave it over. And you have a deep hole there now. Now, sometimes it doesn't matter the speed you are going at, yeah, because it's right beside the gully. No matter the speed you are going at, if you drop in that hole, you might find yourself in serious problem.
Yes.
So the authorities need to fix themselves first before they're going around fixing people.
Is that close to when you are going in a easterly direction?
Going eastern beside the gully, right? Where the gully is there.
Near the laundry.
Right, a big ditch there.
Yes.
So the water commission came, they dug up the road, they do what they do, and then they came back to fix it. And it's a big ditch there. And up until now, nobody has come to sort it out.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So then how you tell me that you want to reduce road fatality when you have roads like that? Tell me.
Yes. Of course.
Look at the amount of potholes that you encounter coming from your home to come downtown Kingston. Look at the amount of potholes you encounter.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. The road conditions, but Bobby, a significant percentage of the accidents, major accidents too, that occur in the country so far, are occurred on some of the best roads in the country. You know. Yes. So yes, we have some bad roads, and I have no doubt in my mind that they have contributed to accidents. But the driving, the way how we are driving, that is also a significant, one of the significant reasons behind these fatal
And I want to come back to the fact, I want to come back to this whole Jamaican time thing.
Yes.
Because we have this argument about Jamaican time, and we so you're supposed to reach somewhere 6 o'clock, and you decide to leave out 5:45 to go to Portland. Yeah? And it is accepted. It is accepted. You know, it is funny. You know, it is so funny. They say the very police right now, and even some of our other leaders, these guys will tell you what speed limit to drive on the road, but are they driving at that speed limit? They will tell you to park properly on the road, but are they parking properly on the road?
Yes.
And that is why when police like Trinity was about, I respect those guys, because those guys, no matter who you are, from you are breaking the law, they are going to deal with you. Let me ask you a question, my friend. Have you ever got, you see, again, you know, I said earlier on, if we want change, then change must begin from our leaders.
Yeah.
Right? Change must begin from the people who people see as somebody in this country. Because you know that people see some people as somebody in this country. Right?
Yes.
And so they will want somebody and do something. They will follow that somebody. Right? Now, have you ever seen the traffic on Reddings Road yet?
Yes, of course.
Going up Reddings Road?
Yes.
And wonder why that traffic is there. And when you reach at KFC, you see why the traffic is there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you ever gone on Half a Tree Road and see the traffic on Half a Tree and wonder why? And when you reach up KFC, you see why the traffic is there.
Yes,
but my friend, if it was anybody else who was causing that traffic, those persons, one would have been asked to go, or they would have been ticketed. So why are they exempt from everybody else?
You see, that is one of the issues too, sir. Is that the laws are not executed fairly, right? For example, one of the things that needs to be changed is how our security forces operate.
Thank you very much, sir.
Because, for example, when they are in certain communities, you know.
And I was told what you are going to tell me now.
Yes.
I was told that's how it goes.
Yes. No. We have to change that, you know, because the way how you operate with the people, that also require or generates a response from the people.
You are going to come to a man is going to look at look at a man of your caliber now, and a man going to come to you and say, "Hey boy."
Yes.
Hey boy. Eh?
Yes.
To whom are you speaking?
You don't
and
do that.
Where in your law book gives you the right to call me a boy?
Yes. You don't do that. And when you go up to Upper St. Andrew, you don't talk to the people up there like that. No.
And even if it is a schoolboy who's been rude, you don't call him a boy, because you want to change him from whatever he's doing. And if you are going to approach him in a negative manner, that negative that is in him is going to continue because of how you approach him.
Yes, sir. Yes. There are so many changes. This year when January 1st, And you know, when I said Happy New Year, you know, it's a customary thing.
Yes, yes.
But then I start asking myself some questions. First of all, where this terminology originated from, and the other thing I said, I would like everybody to have a Happy New Year, Happy New Year. But the reality is that there are so many factors that contributes to happiness, which are absent in so hundreds, thousands of lives, Jamaican lives, that they won't have a happy year at all. They can't
hungry people who are uneducated cannot be happy.
No.
Cannot be happy.
Yeah. So,
people who are abused, people who get up every day to a system that abuses them, a system that sucks from them and gives them nothing at all. That gives them nothing at all. Because all of this fine that was collected from the COVID, what has it gone to? The billions that have been collected from the COVID, where have it gone to? All right, listen to all of the things that are in the here right now in regards to the hierarchy of this country. You see in Bolt losing $800 million, along with about 50 other persons losing their money.
Yes.
Right? Money that's missing. And this is one institution and other reputable institution also that we say are foundation banks in this country, right, have the same issue. So it's not that this company was a company that has come out the other day. We're talking about Sagicor, we're talking about NCB, all these places. The information is out there that people's money have been shifted from their account, not there. They have lost their money and don't know if they will get it back, right?
Yeah.
No. I asked the question, my friend. You are so full of with so much zeal and zest to implement laws for the common man. Where are the laws that you are implemented? The serious laws that you charge a man $10,000 and 4 pints from his license just talking on a cell phone. Where is the law that we are going to charge the man for stealing the man's money from his account? Where are those laws? Where are the legislation for the politicians and all the other guys who are doing things that are unscrupulous to the people of this country? Where are those laws?
Yes.
Where are those laws? And the church sit down there, says nothing. The groups that call themselves Youth for Human Rights says nothing at all. Yeah?
Yeah.
So the only thing is that when a gunman kills somebody, the police officer kill them, they're crying, and there's no cry for the mother who is mourning her son that this man has been killed. Right? So where are the laws that we are putting in place? Where is justice? Where is the justice for these people?
Yes. Because on that big fraud at SSL, you know, one of the issues. I heard the directors in a 7-page statement saying that you might have known that they had applied to the companies to close down the company, and the authorities blocked that move. They said, according to them, that they were in a position, they were solvent. They were in a position to clear off all their debts. Now, one of the big question right now is, are those depositors, are they going to receive their money?
Or it's going to go like Cash Plus and the others?
Yes, that is a very, 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 very serious question, because and this investigation, you know, is not a 1, 2, 3 investigation. You know, it is going to take time. For example, you see how one worker confess in writing in the presence of her lawyer that she stole over $100 million, you know. She has not been charged as we speak now.
But how soon was the man that took the Aki off the tree up by King's House there? How soon was he charged and imprisoned?
No, he would be in jail already, man.
But somebody who has confessed, written confession to stealing over $100 million is still not yet charged for doing that.
Yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, there was a conference and the prosecutors, including the DPP, they were outlining how the challenges that they face in putting together cases involving cases like SLL, what has happened at SSL now. They were telling us how difficult it is to put together cases, those kind of cases, in order to gain convictions in the court. Right?
And why would it be difficult if somebody have confessed to taking your money? Why would it be difficult to charge a BIR?
Well, the prosecutors were pointing out that yes, that is one aspect, but there are other things that they must have. And when I listen to them, you know, I said to myself, well, what we are faced with, I hope the depositors were listening, that this is a long road and the possibility exists right now that they may end up losing their money.
Colonel, then you ask yourself the question, if crime never stop, why will it stop? Why will it stop? Tell me. If a man can call you and convince you to send him $1 million because he has seen his father work for years, and having worked for minimum wage for years, save his money and expect to get back some money from that money, and then he is told that he cannot get back that money because it has gone. And so his father now ends up having struggled to send him to school, having struggled to work.
Yes.
Right? His father now ends up around Hanover Street or out of one of them places, waiting on a box of pot and some lemon water to fill his belly. Right? Then you tell me, my friend, how we are going to stop crime. It cannot stop.
No,
because if you can find it so easy to prosecute a man for picking off a public property, some Aki, you can prosecute him, send him to prison in no time. But the man who confesses to stealing millions of somebody's dollars, you are going to say that they are, even though the person has confessed, you are going to say that there are other issues that is not going to cause you from prosecuting this person. Something is wrong with us, my friend. So what you're saying is that there's one law that governs a certain kind of people.
Yes.
And there's a next law that governs this set of people.
Two faces.
So down in Central Kingston or out of West Kingston, a dirty boy.
Yes.
But up a top there, so you have to get a warrant, you have to knock. Good afternoon, miss. Good afternoon, ma'am. May I come in?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. So it's two faces, and that is the problem. Two Jamaicas.
Well, I say to those of us who are hearing me today, it is time for us to get up and stand up for our rights.
Yes.
As a people. It is time for us to get up because look here, you might have enjoyed peace and quiet for some time out by East Kingston. And now you are facing the terror.
Yes.
And there's more to come. There's more to come. Because one of the presidents of the United States of America tells us that Jamaica is heading towards Haiti. We're heading there.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So let us not feel that because it has not reached us yet, it is not coming. Because have you ever drive along the east road there, that stretch there? If you drive along it, especially after 6 and realize that it has become a dead zone.
Yes.
The place that was filled with life. You remember Brownstown was filled with life.
Yes.
Wellington Town, the city that doesn't, the town that doesn't sleep.
Those places are like they are now like graveyards. Bobby, I want to thank you. I want to thank you very, very much for your contribution this afternoon.
It is always a pleasure, my friend, having a discourse with you, and I hope we can do this sooner than the last time.
Of course,
right?
Of course.
We need to unite. We need to unite.
Yes.
And I think we need to start sooner than later.
Yes.
To make a change in this country.
Okay, Bobby.
It's a beautiful country. It's a country that has a resources still. We have a lot of resources still. And we have people who I think who want the change.
Right.
But needs to be guided as to the change.
Right. All right. So
keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Keep on informing the people.
Yes, man. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're doing a brilliant work.
Yes, I will talk back to you shortly. So have a good evening and thank you.
Same to you, my brother, and thanks again for having me.
Yes, Bobby. Thank you.
Good.
Yes, that was our businessman, Bobby. And we shared experience with him, telling us what is happening. Boy, this is an environment, a very challenging one. Let us go for a break. We'll be back shortly. This is Rebel Radio.
The station with the artist station with the artist music.
Sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah, dance hallelujah, hallelujah, amen. Sing hallelujah, your name is a strong tower, Jesus. To you belong all power, Jesus. Whenever I call your name, you make a way. Your name is a marvelous is your name. Great and 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 marvelous is your name. Your name is. Your name is. Hey, your name is. You are higher than the rest. Your name is. Hey, your name is. Hey, your name is Jesus. Strong and powerful is your name. 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 Strong and glorious is your name. Strong and powerful is your name. Strong and powerful. Your name is. Hey, your name is. Your name is. There is no one like you. Hey, your name is. Hey, your name is. You are Jesus. You are high. Hallelujah. Sing hallelujah. Shout hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen. Sing hallelujah. Sing hallelujah. Sing hallelujah. 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 Amen. Thy word is yea.
Island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty of Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty of Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep we
eat.
island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty of Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty of Jamaica, no dirty of Jamaica, no dirty of Jamaica, no dirty of
Jesus, the blessed Savior, He came to heal our land. And if you haven't heard of Him, let me tell you about this man. He said, come to me who are weary, and I will give you rest. And if you take your sins to Him, He won't let them last. And if you draw nigh to Him, He will draw nigh to you. And if you confess your sins, oh, we will forgive you too. Let it burn, burn, burn. Consuming fire. He's a consuming fire. When the enemy came up against us to feed our sinful ways, just like when Jesus was tempted, you should be strong and keep the faith. He teaches us how to be like Him and stretch forth His hands. He will never leave nor forsake us. So come and see this man. And if you draw nigh to Him, He will draw nigh to you. And if you confess your sins, oh, we will forgive you too. Let it burn, burn, burn. Hallelujah. Consuming fire.
He's a consuming fire. If you draw nigh to him, he will draw nigh to you. If you confess your sins, he will forgive you too. Let it burn, burn, let it burn. Consuming fire. He's a consuming fire. The Lord our God is a consuming fire. Say consuming fire. Hey, he's a consuming fire. If you draw nigh to him, he will draw nigh to you. And if you confess your sins, oh, we will forgive you too. Let it burn, burn, burn. Consuming fire. He's a consuming fire. If you draw nigh to him, he will draw nigh to you. And if you confess your sins, he will forgive you too. Let it burn, burn, burn. Consuming fire. He's a consuming fire. Oh, glory. Hallelujah. Our God is a consuming fire.
One, two, three, two more. 1, 2. I does the 30 minutes activity daily. Love your body, treat your body right. Vegetables, make sure you eat plenty. Children do 60 minutes activity daily. Drink some water when you feel thirsty. Cut down dessert and have a smoothie. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Listen up. Make sure you know your health status. Go a doctor and get a regular checkup. Chronic disease can slowly creep up. We can lower the risk and live up if we just eat right and get moving. Jumping, running, dancing or skipping. Change the children, them lazy habit. Make them play out the door and put down the tablet. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Jamaica, get moving. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. After 2, make me hear you say I love me. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. After 2, make me hear you say I love me. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Jamaica, get moving. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. We're coming to you live from our studios in Rockfort. And we just want to, today just go out and talk to our friends and supporters out in the country, across the country. We have with us David Satchwell from St. Elizabeth. David, how are you?
Hi, Desmond. I'm keeping as well as I can. How goes?
Yes, I'm trying to keep as well as possible too. Yes.
Good.
Yeah. So what is happening in your neck of the woods in St. Elizabeth? How is the weather?
It's pretty good.
Yes.
Sunny.
Yes.
Sunny and warm.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes. And I have to ask this question because one of the why I have to ask this question is that last year I observed that there were quite a few killings in St. Elizabeth, a parish that was once upon a time was a parish, one of the quietest parishes in the country. The crime has died down there now, in where you are?
Well, this month, we were well aware that there has been some incidents and that pushed the crime and murder a bit off the mark that which we're not used to in St. Elizabeth. But of recent times, it seems as if the police is clawing their way back and there has been some stability.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, there's a seemingly trending down. The strategy is apparently that a new police chief is in, and they've made some sort of arrest on the situation.
Yes.
Recently, a number of persons who were listed as wanted have either been taken in or surrendered. So that is a positive indication and probably a breathing space.
Yes.
We just hope that things might continue to, look up and the resilience of the police will not be, that dissipate.
Yes.
And it is ironic, Desmond, that we speak about the great strides seemingly. This week, an unfortunate incident would have been circulated through the news media in which the allegation of 4 policemen being implicated with a motorist, apparently what you would call having the motorist giving cash and kind. It was really a shocking revelation that the parish was getting wind of. I'm not sure if you would have heard of where it was on national radio.
Yes, of course. I heard that. I was taken aback. I mean, for what I said to myself that, four constables, 4 policemen, and out of that 4, not one was able to say, no, this is something that we can't do. No, I believe me. To be honest with you, I can't believe the allegations that are against those 4 policemen. It is unbelievable that 4 policemen could do that. And look at the money that they were asking for, $50,000. It's disgraceful.
Well, you use the correct term, allegation, because it seems unbelievable, and everyone is allowed to. The notion of being innocent until proven guilty, but there seemed something really had gone wrong, regardless of what the investigations may turn out. Something really went wrong.
Yes.
And it is really important that the investigation put all the facts together, just not adding up to some people.
Yes. It is totally out. Totally
Absolutely.
out. Yes, man. Then, what politically? What is the last time we spoke? You gave us, my listeners, a briefing on the political situation down there. But since then, and at that time we were talking about local government elections, which, from all indications, are not going to be held now.
Well, if we follow the pronouncement of the leaders of both sides,
yes,
it seems as if there will be no local government election, at least at the time that was proposed. Mr. Trong came out recently and he made mention of great doubts. The timeline in which the local government election should be held for February, that window seemed to have slipped by, slipping by rapidly. So it doesn't seem as if there will be one on the card. That has been the impression of some political pundits for some time now, for varying reasons. And it seems as if we're going to have a next delay on the local government election system.
Yes, because the director of elections in last week's paper, one of those publications, it was the Sunday Gleaner, made it clear that the time, first of all, even if they got the budget, it would be too late. The time we couldn't do it. In other words, the electoral office could not prepare itself for our election this month.
Yes, and I think the revelation came out that there was no funding in place yet for such an exercise to be carried out.
So that is, I think we can safely say that the elections is off for now, right? We're not saying that it is off for this year, but now it's 23.
2023?
Yes. And, we are in the election cycle, we are approaching the election cycle because the next elections, general elections, are constitutionally due. That will be 2025.
Yes, they are.
Right. But one of the things that we are accustomed to is that the elections sometimes don't, for a number of the general elections, it never go out, never lasts for the 5 years before the Prime Minister call an election. Yes. So next year could be an election year,
Well, interestingly, Desmond, the PNP has given a deadline for, I think it's February 6th, for the calling of all candidates, general election candidates. Starting a process that will include polling and soundings and interviews.
Yes.
So that by mid-year, they should have all their standard bearers in place.
Yeah.
One of the thinking among persons who are following the political system carefully, there is the feeling that there's a likelihood of an early election anytime late 2023 into 2024. And as such, the House has to be put in order.
Yes.
There's a feeling that the PNP is a little bit behind in terms of having the organizational structure in place. And I say that because people are thinking that with all of these things happening in the country and the seeming missteps of the government, while the PNP has done incredibly well in terms of the media exposure and the general social media and talking to persons, they don't seem to have been so concentrated in a great effort to push the government. And people are saying that it is because the party doesn't have all things settled why they can't push more forcefully.
Okay.
So
yes.
Into where we are.
So organizationally they are behind, right?
Well, we are in the third year now.
Yes.
Post the last election. And the party doesn't seem to be in that state of, let me use the word combativeness for the sake of, for the want of a better word.
Yes.
The aggression is not there. The spokespersons are still absent. We're not hearing much from spokespersons.
No.
So it is obvious that all the dots and the I's haven't been crossed yet.
And in an environment where there are so many political issues.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And the government is at fault. The government is performing, incredible in a number of areas.
Well, we are approaching the end of a week of great anxiety, much challenge with the advent of the new Transport Act, really dominating everybody's mind. And obviously there has been much missteps. I mean, there has been a rush to put this thing in place, and apparently it is coming out now that much work was left to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And we are trying to play catch up. So it is an next indication of how chaotic affairs of the country are.
Yes.
And while the PMP, yes, is making some strides, haven't been able to galvanize that mass support across the country to make a more definitive statement. But yes, it is incumbent really for an opposition party to hold the government accountable and stand up for the citizens, because this is not about taxi driver or bus driver. It's about the wider population.
Of course.
Right.
So, politically, I think it is clear politically that the PNP need to get its act together at the moment. They are still loose, right?
Yes, that's not, because regardless of whatever political party one support or the political persuasion, it is very important that the opposition plays its role in holding government to account, and to ensure that all the things that are being done are in order, are above board, are in the interest of the citizens. And just now it seems that things are just sliding a bit.
Yes, and the party, it is still felt that the party has not presented itself as a solid alternative government.
Well, strangely enough, I read an article recently which states that opposition party are not voted in office. It is the government that have voted out. And if we probably watch the last few cycles, it may very well have been the case that it is a government that is being voted out. For instance, when the Jamaica Labour Party won 2016, is it 2016?
Yes.
No, prior to 2016. There.
You mean 2007? With
11. What did we?
No, they won after a long duration in power. The JLP won the 2007 elections.
Well, Prime Minister Andrew Holness came into government 2016.
Yes.
Right. That election, there wasn't many persons who were betting on the JLP to win. All the pundits were indicating that the PNP would have won.
Yes.
But what did we see? We were surprised, really. Politicians, the pundits, political observers. And one of the real reasons behind people are thinking that it was a case that the party, PNP, was punished because they never really did much to push in the campaign. It was right after December break. There was no meaningful road work, no meaningful projects. There was no meaningful effort because they were sitting comfortable with a majority then.
Okay.
Yes, so, it is really the case that the PNP might be thinking that the JLP will be voted out. But then again, this JLP administration is not going to sit and hand them the button just like that.
No. No, they will have to work for it, and they will have to show the people why they should be voted into power.
Right.
Yes. And in Saint Elizabeth, who are some of the likely candidates that will face the electorate whenever the time?
Well, the last time we spoke, I'm not sure there's much difference in respect to the constituencies around.
Yes.
Obviously, the JLP would have slight green in Southwest going back. That is almost a given. Southeast with Frank Witter, there is not a definite position. We know Frank has done well, and I suppose it's subject to when the election will be called. I am not hearing any replacement on the ground for him or any great push for him to not contest. Well, and in Northeast, with slowly, Member Parliament slowly, is the first time. Yes, so I can't see any reason why he wouldn't be running back for the JLP.
Okay.
The only case would be maybe Northwest, where J.C. Hutchison is. And as we had indicated before, he is sort of catching up with J.C. But it is not that his preference or his liking in the party has fallen.
Okay.
It's just that there's no clear timeline in which he will step away.
Right. And then I don't think the JLP would want to unless JC indicate that he's not going back. But he has been a winner for the party for so many occasions that I don't think they would want to remove him. You know.
Right. Since we spoke, some news has emerged that, well, as I said last time, Natchez was the only constituency that the PNP seems to have retained the person who contested 2020. There is some whispers that the councillor for the Ipswich division has an interest around when the next election cycle is upon us, and that is the brother of Basil Wade, is the councillor for Ipswich.
Okay.
So I think I heard that he has been elected as chairman for the constituency, which doesn't of itself mean that he'll be propelled to the position of candidate, but the argument is on the ground that he has some desire to run. Right? And then with Northeast unsettled for the PNP, Southwest unsettled.
Yeah.
And Southeast might be one that is more settled than the other two. So we just wait and see what happens.
The PNP need to find some candidates of the caliber of the late people like Dan Buchanan, Rochester, Pagan, you know, those caliber candidates. The PNP.
How can we forget Roger Clark?
Yeah, and of course Roger Clark, the indomitable Roger Clark.
Indeed.
So you know, that is what is required right now. They need some caliber candidates. Like those candidates, people with those kind of personalities who can, you know, grab the attention of voters, you know.
Yeah, and it is fair to say, you know, there's man that, as it is now, the JLP would have the persons who are more recognized and will more power than the PNP in St. Elizabeth.
Yes.
You have a Witter, you have a Hutchinson. And you have MP Green.
Yes.
They are the dominant political figures in the parish now.
Yeah. So if the PNP can't find candidates mean of those caliber candidates who can really now get first of all present to the people of St. Elizabeth some sensible, reasonable political arguments. Yes, David. One of the things that we have to contend with now, that people, it would appear to me that people generally in Jamaica have lost interest in politics because politics is not delivering to the people. In other words, people nowadays don't see politics as contributing to their lives, their life and their livelihood, and therefore, they have lost interest.
Yeah, yes. Before I get to a point, I must say that in respect to the PMP, there are some young aspirants that are around. I think the difficulty is that they need to make a more sort of compelling presence and to showcase themselves. There are some young aspirants, so they just need to be attending the right forums, getting into the districts and communities.
Yes.
So I just need to make that point. As it is with the extent of there's no real excitement among voters or the populace in terms of politics. Yes, you're correct. Persons have been turned off because they don't feel that the process is delivering for them and it's not impacting on their lives, and the policies that are being pursued are not for the benefit of the masses. Yes. And the poorer class and the persons that are really in need don't see them as part of the program, being involved in the program. So as it is now, the excitement is really limited. And whatever happens with political meetings and functions, it's very diluted. I remember I was told that, for instance, in St. Elizabeth, where they have, every year they have constituency conferences also.
Yes.
The JLP, for instance, twin theirs. I don't know if it will be an argument of fund, but I don't know. I can't see that to be the case, but they fund the twin, the individual meetings, so they only have 2 instead of 4. The PMP had the 4, but 1. I guess as what I was told, 3 were well attended, 1 wasn't that good. But just the sort of a constituency conference over the years has been one that excites passion. I get all the hardcores and the party faithful coming out with fanfare. That's not the case now.
Yes. The politics need some new injection. The politics in the country needs some serious political injection right now.
I just mentioned this one while we speak to the politics. I had forgotten completely to indicate that probably a bit of good news. I haven't heard it in Blackburn that there's a probability of a BPO coming in sometime. I'm not sure how soon it is, but I'm aware that construction site had started on a building that is proposed to host a call center.
Okay.
And for a town of Blackburn that has long wished for some sort of employment boost.
Yes.
That is probably a good news.
Of course it is.
And there's a whisper about a next development that might take place, given the fact that some purchase has been made for some properties. But, that is probably a better side of the things that we can probably talk about.
Yes, man. Very, very, very good, man. Very good. Very good. What happened to what about garbage collection now? Last year there were some issues in some, well, all over the country, but you had that issue in sections of St. Elizabeth. How is that? That has been cleared up, eh?
Yes, indeed. And I actually spoke with the mayor in recent times, and he had indicated that while, there were some challenges, the system seemed to be they have alleviated much of the stockpile. There are still instances, because it will never get to perfection. Some inner areas still have some issues, but by and large, the sort of garbage that was flowing on the main roads and at the collection sites that were erected, there has been some great level of, clearance in that respect.
Yes, right.
So the acquisition of these new trucks would have worked somewhat for the areas in which I am more familiar with. There certainly are some other areas in the hilly terrains and the inner reaches that will have some problem, but it's about how you sort of put in place maybe skips or something in central areas where a person can really put their garbage and then have them collected.
And David, St. Elizabeth is a parish that can do much better. It has much more to sell as a tourism parish,
You speak to tourism and probably between tourism and agriculture, but as you speak about St. Elizabeth, you must talk about the breadbasket. And one thing I saw the opposition, well, she's not the person that speaks on agriculture, but Lisa Hanna was very with cut 100 million. And the argument was raised that these were money that would assist in the small farmers, medium to small to medium farmers,
yes,
to assist them in engineering their agricultural projects.
Yes.
And it is would have to be unfortunate for a parish like St. Elizabeth. Many farmers are there, a lot of produce are from St. Elizabeth, and I'm sure the farmers would have been looking forward to some sort of injection or support. And when we are not concentrating our efforts enough on the agriculture sector, we are setting up ourselves for some sort of problem. The tourism aspect of it, with the facilities and Elizabeth, have been doing pretty well. There was the slum, the COVID situation.
Yes.
In particular, that is sort of behind us for the most part. The boat tours and things have not picked up back to where they were before. But at least they're operating and they're having tours.
Yes.
The fall inside the attraction, persons are coming in.
And Jakes is doing well.
Well, Jakes has done well over the time. He was impacted, that facility was impacted also. But we just saw in recent time, 2-3 weeks ago, you have that cricket festival over there.
Yes,
you have been involved in it.
Yes.
And it was really amazing turnout and support. And it seems as if the system might be picking up back. And which is just for the benefit of, hopefully, the wider parish.
Yes. I just saw a correspondence. One of Rebel Radio's listeners,
right,
just sent something saying that asking what are my thoughts on the idea if the DPP contract should be extended. Was asking what are my thoughts on that. But You know the GPP is on contract. You know that.
Well, yes, I'm aware.
Yeah, and somebody just brought up that I don't even know if it's this year her contract ends. I would have to do some research on it.
Yes, it was renewed probably 2 years ago.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't remember.
Yes, it was renewed though, but
yes.
There was some sort of disquiet.
Not renewed. She was offered a contract.
Yes.
In other words, she should have retired, and she. So I don't know. I don't remember how many years contract it was, and when.
And her own utterances was that she had some unfinished business, and she would want to be able to finish them.
Yeah, right.
And we know that there has been some sort of disquiet in the political arena between the two parties in respect to the DPP. But be that as it may, we'll see how it works out. I mean,
yes,
she has been there for some time now, yes. And the ideas across the country might be divided. But it is what it is. So too is the Commissioner of Police.
Yes,
ideas are divided, but
yes,
they are both there.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what unfolds.
Yes, and well. There are several questions about the performance of the incumbent commissioner, whether or not he is living up to expectations.
Well, there's one. My memory serves me well. I think of all the commissioner of police over the years, based on the findings that was made public. This commissioner of police would have pulled the lowest rating. The unfavorability was like 90, 91.
Yes, it was.
That's unheard of.
Yeah,
that is incredible.
Yes, the public don't have any trust,
no confidence.
And confidence in his performance at all, right?
But what does the public view matters really in these things? The government is comfortable with the commissioner of police, so to the DPP. So there we are.
Yes. Well, let us see what happens.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, is there anything else you want to share with us? Any other thing that you want to share?
Well, we have enough. There was an incident at the high school, Newell High School. There's one that is unfortunate.
Yes, that incident.
Yes.
When I saw it on social media, and believe me, at first I think it was a prank. It's when I saw, it gathered momentum. Then I said, hold on. This is serious. This is something real. Because I couldn't, when I saw it first, I just could not believe that it was a real incident.
Well, I'm making mention, Desmond, because two things. The Newell High School has been one of those schools that would have been upgraded over the years, along with Black River Junction, BB Coke, Louisville at a later stage. It had some issues, some serious challenges years gone back. But over time, principals have come here and have been able to positively impact the institution. To the extent now where there's a sixth form program in place, never used to happen. Yes, it is known that it is not one of the prestigious high schools, so you'll find students there who are from different backgrounds and may not be the top tier. So they have been challenged, but the school has been able over time to push itself up. And this teacher in particular, I have been told, is at the institution for quite some years.
Yes.
But from our report, is not a teacher that is of a demeanor that would be seen to what transpired.
Mm-hmm.
And there are reports that there is a particular grade 9 class with students that have been exercising that sort of behavior over time.
Yes.
And it is said that this teacher, who normally is very composed and calm, and our students who have spoken with would have alluded to that. It seemed as if he was overcome by the situation.
Oh, man.
I understand that stones or pebbles were being thrown at him, and it just escalated.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to separate the fact that the school has been doing much better than it used to do, and there are issues there apparently with some troubled students, and it's a very unfortunate situation that has evolved.
Yes.
I don't know if I saw a posting this morning about an incident in the corporate school in the East, where a dean of discipline was beaten apparently by students.
No, I haven't seen that at all.
Yes, there's a footage.
Yeah, which school that was? Which school that?
Well, what it came up is the Norman Manley High School. That's what came up. I haven't been able to confirm, but the footage is there.
Mm-hmm.
Clear footage of a class, students descending and out in a discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And, so there are continuous issues in the system.
Yes.
Some of these students, you have to remember, come from different socio-economic background, and there are challenges.
Yes.
Yeah, so at a time like this,
the teachers we know are faced with many challenges in the classrooms. Let us just try and dilute that. That is a reality.
Right. But we are finding excuse, but we have to put a balance though. As we know it in individual situation.
Yes, they are leaders. They are the leaders in the classroom, and therefore we expect them to demonstrate, a higher sense of leadership. As we say, we know that there are challenges, and we know that you have some students who are,
troubled students, I would call them.
Yes, of course, and they present challenges to the teachers.
And we're not sure if there's supportive system in place in the schools to deal with all these.
Yeah, to deal with all these challenges. Yes, that's a fact. And then on top of that, there are challenges with their salaries. I understand that the delegates are supposed to be meeting, I think it's today.
Today, yes.
To discuss what has been put forward to them by the government.
Exactly.
Right, and I know that there are some serious challenges in that year. David, let us I want to thank you very much for your contribution.
Yes, there's one.
As usual, we like to keep in touch with our listeners and viewers across the country.
And it is very hopeful that as the days go by, this transport act situation might be resolved.
Yes, of course. Let us hope so.
Right.
Yes, that was one of our faithful listener, David Sashwell, out in St. Elizabeth. As we said, they use the program to keep in contact with our viewers and listeners across the country. This is Rebel Radio. Let us go for a break.
Still caught in the bad times, caught in the day. It's still caught in the night, God in the day, yeah, it's God in the night. Lord of mercy, when things goes wrong, make them cry. Oh, bye. Lord of mercy, God in the day, God in the night. All I've got now is all to Jesus. I surrender all to Him. I freely give. I will ever love.
Here with a message to you from myself and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Shen Yang, everyone say wear a mask with the numbers drop. I don't want COVID, lay you down flat. Nose and mouth, you fi cover up that. Oh, sanitizer gets hospitalized. Fight the virus and fight for your life, yeah. Nobody talk about say you no response no more. Don't be reckless, cause you test us so you're not happy. You can still get the virus from somebody. Don't be reckless, cause you test us so you're not happy. You can still get the virus. So keep the numbers down. Protect yourself and the people around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Yeah. Keep the numbers down. Protect yourself and the people around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive.
All things are possible if you only believe. Sitting at home, all alone, wondering what tomorrow may bring. Little faith, dig deeper within. Healing the sick, He raised the dead, He walked on the sea. He worked miracles if you only believe. If you only believe, only believe, servant. On my knees I pray. Lord, give me strength to carry on. Please lead the way, because I believe. Yes, I believe. Oh, I believe that all things are possible if you only believe. Only believe. Only believe. All things are possible if you only believe. Sitting at home, all alone, wondering what tomorrow may bring. He of little faith, dig deeper within. Healing the sick, he raised the dead, he walked on the sea. He worked miracles if you only believe. Only believe. Only believe. All things are possible if you only believe.
The station with the artist station with the artist music.
Things are possible if you only believe. If you only believe. Things are possible. I do believe. Lord, I've got to say to you, I'm so tired of living a humble and country life. When you were attracted to the bright city lights, you had a lot of money to spend on pretty girls and lovely things, just living it up as if you were a king. You had a whole lot of friends that you treated a vintage boy. But when the money went out, they didn't stick around this time. There was a famine on the land, and you didn't really have a dime. So you had to go out to stay and feed with swine. But I will rise and go to my Father. I will rise and go to my Lord. Though I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. So I will arise and go to my Lord. There was a time when you realized that you went wrong, when you found out all material things have gone. You've been living like a rolling stone, no more will you roam. For there's a welcome for the prodigal son back home. I will rise and go to my Father. I will rise and go to my Lord. Though I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. I will arise and go to my Lord. When the son had chose to take that journey home, he didn't know his father would have compassion compassion on his soul. He hugged and kissed his son so cold, and dressed him in fancy clothes. He put ring on his fingers and shoes on his feet to show. I will arise and go to my father. I will arise and go to my Lord. Though I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. I will arise and go to my Lord. I will arise and go to my Father. I will arise and go to my Lord. Though I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. I will arise and go to my Lord. I will arise and go to my Father. I will arise. Where do I go? Tell me now. Leaving below in this old sinful world, only a comfort I can't afford. Striving alone to face temptation, so Lord of mercy, where do I go but to my Lord? Where do I go? Where do I go? Seeking a refuge for my soul.
Island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash, no paper, no dash, no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep we
eat.
island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
Father God, well, Lord, your love has made me strong, and for that I'm all yours. Well, Lord of mercy. Oh, yeah. Oh God, I'll never find the words, the Lord, to tell you how I feel, dear God. Mere words could not explain. Yeah, gracious Lord, you held my life within your hand, created everything I had, taught me how to live again. Only you care when I needed a friend, making my promises. Oh, this song is for you, filled with gratitude and love. Oh Lord, I thank you. You make me feel brand new, for blessing this song for you. Father God, I adore you. Yeah. My Lord, whenever I was insecure, you build me up and made me sure. You gave my sense of pride back to me. Only you care when I needed a friend, taking my problems. Oh, this song is for you, filled with gratitude and love. I thank you. You make me feel brand new. For blessing me, I adore you. Almighty God, I love you. I sing this song for you. You make me feel brand new. For blessing me, I love you. Yeah, I really love you. I sing this song for you. Oh yeah. When you have troubles, don't cry. Oh no, no. Just remember that God is standing by. Hold on, yeah. When you have heartaches, don't cry. Oh no. Just remember that God is standing by. Sometime when you're burdenless, don't just remember God is standing by. Thank you, Lord. So there's no need to cry. Oh, God is standing by. Thank you, Lord. So don't you worry and don't cry. No. When you have troubles, don't cry. Oh no. Just remember that God is standing by. When you come running over, just remember God is standing by. Thank you, Lord. So there's no need to cry. Well, God is standing by. Thank you, Lord. So don't you worry and don't cry. Oh Lord, yeah. Forget about your troubles. Forget about your pain. Yeah. Put your trust in the Father. Yeah. Oh Lord. God is standing by.
1, 2, 3, 2 more. 1, 2. I does the 30 minutes activity daily. Love your body, treat your body right. Vegetables, make sure you eat plenty. Children do 60 minutes activity daily. Drink some water when you feel thirsty. Cut down dessert and have a smoothie. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Listen up. Make sure you know your health status. Go on.
Jamaica.
Best decision ever.
Feel the sand between your toes and the gentle waves of the sea on your skin. Feel the warm Jamaican breeze lift your spirits and nourish your soul. Escape to exactly what makes your heart beat. You will love every moment. Jamaica, heartbeat of the world. Let's go.
Father God, Most High, to you I give all the glory. Yeah. Be not dismayed, whatever betide, God will take care of you. Hear that? Beneath His wings of love abide, God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day, all the way. Mercy! He will take care of you. God will take care of you. No matter what may be the test, God will take care of you. Lean everyone about the Lord, and He will take care of you. Mercy! God will take care of you through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. Lord of mercy, glory. No matter what sickness it may be, yeah. No matter what problems you go through, no matter how rough it may be, the Lord promises He will ever take care of you. So God will take care of you. Mercy! Through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. Be not dismayed, whatever betide, God will take care of you. Beneath His wings of love abide, God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. I trust in you right now, Lord have mercy. Oh, yeah.
Do it for your best life, wait. Go check your HIV status, wait. So keep your life trending, no pretending. Me I tell yourself it, do it for you, do it for you. Every time you are link with a condom, coulda Ozzy, coulda wife, coulda be a random. Condom connect and protect your profile. Be your own fan, do it for your best life. Do it for your best life. Do it. Don't put yourself at risk. Condom connect every time. Do it for your best life. Do it.
Just believe right now, and you'll do it again. You may be down and feel like God are somehow forgotten. Yeah, that you are faced with circumstances so hard to get through. Right now it seems there's no way out, and you're going under. Yeah, God's proven time and time again, He'll take care of you, and He'll do it again. He'll do it again. Just take a look where you were now and where you have been. He always come through for you. He's the same now as then. So you may not know how, may not know when, but He'll do it again. God knows the things you're going through. He knows that you're hurting. He sees and knows just how your heart has been broken into. But He is God, God of the stars, the sand and the seas. He is the one who will take care of you, and He'll do it again. He'll do it again. Just take a look where you are now, where you have been. He always comes through for you. He's the same now as then. Now, so you may not know how, may not know when, but He'll do it again. God knows the things you're going through. He knows that you're hurting. He sees and knows just how your heart has been broken into. But He is God, God of the stars, the sand and the seas. He is the one who will take was there. Now you may not know how.
Ever wanted to share what you know about a crime, but were too afraid? At Crime Stop, we make it easy for you to report on crimes safely and 100% anonymously. All it takes is 4 simple steps. First, contact the tip line at 311 or visit www.crimestop.org or www.311tips.com. Then share what you know anonymously with one of our trained counselors. Any information related to criminal activity is accepted. We don't want to know your identity. We don't record calls or use star 69, and there is no way of tracing tips over the phone or online. You'll also be given a file number for your tip. Next, track the progress of your tip by calling our tip line at 311 and quoting your file number. Finally, if your tip leads to success, you will be eligible for a cash reward. Rewards will be paid out upon request through a trusted disbursement agency with verification process to ensure that your identity remains hidden. Share what you know anonymously. Contact.
Lord my God, when I'm in awesome wonder, consider all thy works thy hand doth make. I see the stars, I hear the mighty thunder, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When through the woods, the forest glades I wander, and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees.
Yes, it's 5:30 on a Friday. Welcome back to Rebel Radio. And it's time for Racing Business, Big People Business. And we have with us Dr. Paul Wright and Mr. Suter. Trainer, are you there? Hello. I'm not hearing Dr. Wright. Dr. Wright?
I'm here.
Okay. And
I'm on the stream.
All right. And the Suter there? Welsh, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Well, I am not taking up any more time. I'm now handing it over to you, gentlemen. It's Racing Business, Dr. Wright and Suter.
Okay, this is Racing Business, Big People Business, bringing you a preview of races from Kimanas Park on February the 4th. And that is 2023, the first Saturday in February. And we have 10 races on tap. We start at 11:30 a.m. And just to tell you that the 9th race of the program is the 8:30 sprint. That is 3-year-old maiden special weight, fillies only. They go 5 furlongs straight. Race number 8 is the Eileen Cliggott Memorial Trophy. The Iron Lady of Racing, Eileen Cliggott. Her memorial trophy is over 6.5 furlongs. Race number 8, and that is for the stakes horses. These are big people horses. Those are the big ones, and those are the 2 feature races. The first race gets underway at 11:30, and in that race we have 9 starters. We're going to be giving you our best selection in this one, and we're going to be hearing from trainer Will Suter down there every morning, and he'll give us some insight and information on who are the best selections for your betting opportunities tomorrow. First race on the program, over 6 furlongs or 1,200 meters, has all the betting opportunities. Double, exacta, quinella, trifecta, superfecta, high five, and the lucrative rolling triple. Here are my top 4 horses in race number 1. Number 1, Ooh So Long. Andre Powell in the saddle. He is still looking for his first victory in 2023. He rides a Gear Sobriety, who trains for New Blue Limited. Number 4, Select Me with Robert Hardball Holiday, riding for Wacky Lynch, Patrick Lynch. Number 5, She's Nene with Roger Hewitt. He rides for Marlon Addison. And number 8, Millennium Star, Javanil Patterson in the saddle, riding for Johnny Wilmot. 1, 4, 8, and 5 are my firm selections, and I think that Hardball, already with 4 winners this year, he's going to get us off on a winning note. In the first race, I'm going to number 4, Select Me, to get the better of number 1, Ooh So Long. Trainer, well, Suter, what say you? Waiting on Trainer Suter to join us.
I'm going to go with number 4, Select Me, to get the better of number 3, Erwin.
Number 4,
1, Oh So Long.
To get the better of number 3, 431. And that is, Heroin is written by O'Neill Lester Piggott Mullings, riding that one for Philip Fiani, the maestro. The second race comes up, and remember, this second race is going to be starting at 12:10 p.m., a claiming race, 600 to 750,000. They go 1 mile or 1,600 meters, only 7 declared in this one, and all the betting opportunities are double exacta, trifecta, and that lucrative rolling triple. So in the second race, here are my top selections in race number 2. Number 2, Azaria, Anthony Thomas. One-time champion jockey, he's now not the champion jockey. Dane is the one who is the champion jockey. He rides this one for Philip Lee. Number 6, that is none other, Bullet with Tevin Foster, the leading rider in 2023. He already has 11 wins this year. And number 1, Chinamax, Philip Parchment in the saddle for Tencent Chung. Tencent Chung, no winners this year, but he has a small string of horses, and he doesn't enter his horses willy-nilly. This one didn't do so well the last time, and that is what the problem is. So my top 3 here in the second race: number 1, Shinamax; number 2, Azaria; and number 6, another Bullet. I'm going to number 2, Azaria, to win this race for Anthony Thomas and Philip Lee. Trainer.
I'm going to go with number 7, Sir John, to get the better of 1, Chinamax, and 2, Azaria.
Trainer Well Suter goes with number 1, Sir John, coming down in class. So he thinks that Haladin will have a quick double. This one riding for Jason Acosta and his mother, and is Acosta. So Well Suter thinks that Sir John will get the better of Chinamax and Azaria. Race number 3 on the program is over 9 furlongs and 25 yards, or 1,820 meters. The place spot 8 starts here, and we have a minimum payout here in race number 3. This race, if a native at 4 years and up, they must be non-winners of 2, the imported ones, maidens at start. The pick 4 starts here. You'll find the winners of race 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then remember that we have a lot of ways in which you can be rich. And here are my top 3 horses in the third race: double exacta and trifecta betting, along with the lucrative rolling triple. My top 3: number 2, the favorite, Lion of Ektaki, Robert Haladin again, this time riding for Jason Acosta. Number 3, Fly Messenger Fly, the Javanil Patterson, but Jason has the top 2 ones. Remember that Javanil has already had 2 winners this year. And number 6, Salute the Deputy, Slicer. Good to see Trevor Simpson back in the island, away from the cold in Canada. He rides here for Alfred Brown, who trains for the A&E racing team. My top 3 in the third race: number 2, Lion of Ektaki; number 3, Fly Messenger Fly; and number 6, Salute the Deputy. I'm going to Lion of Ektaki, the favorite, to give Robert Haladin another victory. Welch. Trainer, who do you like in race number 3? Having some issues there with Well Suter's mic. Are you hearing us, Well Suter? Trainer? We need your selections in race number 3. 9 furlongs and 25 yards for the non-winners of 2 later bred 4-year-olds and up. 7 starters will go to the post, and Lion of Bactati is expected to be the favorite. My firm selection can be a banker for your exotic bets. We're still waiting on Welch Suitor to join us. Welch? We're having a little problem there with the connections, trying to see if we can get back Welch Suitor online to give us his selection in race number 3. While we try to get back in Welch Suitor, let's move on to race number 4. This one, over 5 furlongs straight or 1,000 meters straight. This time for the non-winners of 2 3-year-olds and up, imported ones, maidens at start. Another 7 horses will be entered this one, and not all the betting opportunities will be available, just the usual double exacta and trifecta. And so while we try to get in touch with Welch Suitor to give us his selections in race number 3, let's go right on to race number 4. 5 furlongs straight, 1,000 meters straight. And remember, in the straight races, the horses on the outside have a distinct advantage. But you have some fast horses on the inside. So here are my top 3 in race number 4. Number 4, number 5, Volatility. Tevin Foster, our leading rider this year. Will he be the champion jockey? We soon find out. He rides this one for Anthony Nunes. Number 6, Atlantic Convoy, and number 7, Major Danger. I'm sticking on the outside in this straight 5. Those are the 3 fastest horses, in my opinion, and that is where the race will lie. 5, 6, and 7. Major Danger has been burning up the exercise track, a fast striding 3-year-old bay colt. Javanil Patterson rides this one for Anthony Dixon. He trains for ACK Stables, and you remember ACK Stables has some very, very cosmic horses that will be coming out later this year. But in this one, I think that this one has shown enough in exercise to be the fastest one and should be able to get away from this crowd. 7 horses and win this one. In the 4th race, I'm going to number 7, Major Danger, to get the better of number 5, Volatility, and number 6, Atlantic Convoy with Jordan Barrett to fill the trifecta. Have we got Welch Suitor to join us back again, Judge? Trainer? A lot of issues there. Not hearing from Welch Suitor. Still tried feverishly to get onto him. We hope that we can get onto him before the program is over to hear his selections in race 3 and race 4. But we're going on with race 5. This race is also up the straight, but only 4 furlongs, or 800 meters. So the starting gate will be moved up or come down against the train line, as it were, to the 4 furlongs from home. This one is for the 5-year-olds and up, the 180 to 150,000 claimers. 6-year-olds, non-winners of 2, and 6-year-old maidens are especially eligible for this one without a claiming tag. But here are Welch Suitor, are you back? Welch, thought I heard him a while ago. We need to have Welch Suitor back on the program. Welch Suitor, trying feverishly to make those connections work. We need to get his selection in race number 3, where my selection is number 2, Lion of Bactati, the favorite, and his selection in race number 4, where my selection is number 7, and that is my selection, Major Danger. In race number 5, 4 furlongs straight, full field here, 13 horses will be thundering down the straight, and this is where you're going to be having some exciting racing, because these are the 150 to 180,000 claimers. All the betting opportunities will be available: double, exacta, quinella, trifecta, superfecta, and high 5. And here are the 4 best horses in this race for your betting opportunities. In the 5th race, I'm starting with number 3, Matria. Tevin Foster in the saddle for Chris Pereira. Tevin Foster has a range of selections, and remember, he's the leading rider, so he's always looking to improve his status, and he has selected number 3, Matria. in race number 5. Number 4, Sir Frederick Budai. He rides this one for Howard McLeod, who owns and trains this one. Just run out of it with young Townsend in the saddle when that one raced back in January early, but he has gone for an experienced rider in Chadwick Budai, and number 4, Sir Frederick. Number 7, Storming with O'Neill Lester Piggott Mullings, riding for Ryan Darby. And number 9, on the outside, that is 4,000. The straight 5 specialist. Straight 5 specialist in Samantha Maxwell, and she rides a 4,000. She rides a 4,000 in this one. So my top 4 here in the 5th race, 3, 4, 7, and 9. And I really believe that Sir Fredericks is going to make no mistake this time. A poor, strong jockey in Chadwick Budai should be able to get away from this crowd and last home from the fast finishing Storming, and 4,000 will be early with Samantha. And remember, Samantha Fletcher is our best straight rider in the country. But in this race, I'm going at number 4, Sir Frederick, to get the better of number 9 and number 7. Still waiting to hear from Welsh Shooter. Have we got him back as yet, Welsh? No Welsh Shooter as yet. Race number 6 on the program is over 7.5 furlongs or 1,500 meters. This one, your pick 5 starts here, where you find the winners of race 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 races on tap tomorrow. Remember, we start at 11:30. All the betting opportunities are available for this one. We have 12 horses. We'll be going 7.5 furlongs. Double Exacta, Quinella, Trifecta, Superfecta, and High 5. Here are my top 4 horses in race number 6. Number 1, Uncle Vinny, tumbling down the claiming ladder. And this one has come down right away from 550,000 claiming. They're in this one for Trevor Simpson. He's visiting and he's riding this one. So look out for this one coming way down in class. And that means that Errol Sabrati is anxious to win this one. And he's giving Trevor Simpson the ride on this one. Number 4, Miss Linda Ray, Omar Walker in the middle. He rides here for Donovan Plummer and Glenn Drummond. Number 5, that is Kingswood, Jerome Innes, down here at 400. A big leap up, ran in 250 the last time up, led for a long way and faded. And the trainer here, Alfred Brown, is going a little longer this time, and has asked Jerome Innes to replace young Patterson, who rode this one the last time. And on the outside in race number 6, I put number 9 in your bet, and that is the favorite Old Wolf with hard ball. Remember, he has a lot of good rides tomorrow. He rides this one for Jason Acosta and Brian Ched. My top 4 here in race number 6, 1, 4, 5, and 9. I'm going to number 4, Miss Linda Ray, at a very good price. Well, Suter, do I hear you?
Yes, sir. Hear you, Doc.
Well,
I agree with you.
Just quickly, give us your selection in race number 3.
1, 3, 9. Uncle Vinny, Sebastian,
race number 3, wait a minute. Who?
1, Uncle Vinny, over Sebastian, number 3, and number 9, Old Wharf.
Number 9, Old Wharf. 1, 3, 9. Yes, 1, 3, 9 in race number 4?
No, in race number 6. Race number 4.
Yeah.
I've got 3,
no,
3 on top of 7.
Well, that's from race number 3. So we want
number
to
3, 1 on top of 2 and 6. Race 3, 1, 2, 6.
1,
race
2,
4,
6. Race 4.
7, 3, 7, 6. Race
3,
number 5.
7, 6 in that order. And
race number 5. I've got 3, 13, 4.
3,
13, 4.
13 and 4. And in race,
number 6,
your selection
1, 3,
number
9.
1. Let me just check that out there quickly. In race number 6, you're going with Uncle Vinny to get the better of Sebastian and number 9.
Old Wharf, yeah.
Old Wharf. Now we go to number 7.
And there's a fit horse in the race by the name of Old Sammy, number 10. He was flying like a train in the closing stage of the last race. So don't leave him out of your high 5.
Who that? Which one? Which one in race 6 to leave out the high five? Not to leave out?
But number 10, Bold Sabbath.
We lost well. Number
10,
who?
Bold Sabbath.
Bold Sammy, that's number 10 as an outer. Race number 7 is over 6 furlongs at 1,200 meters. A maiden condition race, a native at 5 years, and the owners of these horses need congratulations. We have 8 of them declared and all the betting opportunities. So in race number 7, let me give you my top 4 horses. I'm going to number 3, Silver Soul. Number 4, Absolute Blue. Number 5, Gone on a Grill, who disappointed the last time very badly. And number 9, Sensational Storm. 3, 4, 5, and 9, I think even with the heavyweight, Sensational Storm is much better than this. Colin Blair, not having such a good time, but I think he has put this one in the S race, and this one seems to be better than the flew of the last few furlongs the last time. Over the straight 5, now going 6 furlongs. I'm going to number 9, Sensational Storm, to get the better of number 4, Absolute Blue, and number 5, Gone on a Grill. Welsh, race number 7.
I think number 8 is working very well. Last hurrah. That will be should be a banker tomorrow. Last
hurrah, a banker.
And he's going to get the better of number 7.
Plumber.
He'll be getting the better of number 7, Jungle Cat, and Sensational Storm for 3rd.
Okay, so it's 8, 7, 9 in race number 7. And that is a good one. This one raced the last time at 96 to 1. And well, Suter thinks that this one has a very good chance in race number 7. A nice good outer for the listeners of Racing Business, Big People Business. The 8th race on the program only has 5 starters. But what a race. It's the Eileen Kliggett Memorial Trophy. The big boys, the graded horses, open allowance. They go 6.5 furlongs, that's 1,300 meters. And we have really good horses in this one. And only Exacta, Trifecta, and Double Event are in this one. Here are my top 3 in race number 8. Number 1, Mahogany. Number 2, King Arthur. And number 3, She's My Destiny. Mahogany does need in the introduction. This one is, they're getting paid to just ride out this one. Mahogany, the best horse in Jamaica right now. And I'm picking Mahogany to give the champion jockey for 2022, Dane Dawkins, an armchair ride. A banker in race number 8, number 1, Mahogany. Welch. Waiting to hear from Welch Suter about race number 8. Not hearing anything from Welsh. We seem to have lost Welch Suter. Welch Suter, race number 8. We're going to do some contacts there and get back in touch with Welch Suter. The 9 and penultimate is the 8:30 sprint. A maiden special weight for 3-year-olds, but this time, ladies only in the 8:30 sprint. We have 12 ladies going to the post, and all the betting opportunities will be available. So here are my top 4 in race number 9. Number 3, Bella Bella, Christopher Mandit. He rides this one for Dale Murphy. Dale Murphy is very good with the sprinters, so make a note of that. Number 6, She's the Mirage. Jerome Innocent, Jason Acosta. Jason has put this young man on this one, so look out for this one to give you a very good run. Number 7, Wow How, Tevin Foster teaming up with Anthony Newell, and this has been an awesome duo for 2023. They have been doing very well. Tevin is the leading rider, and going now with number 10, Kismet. That will be the favorite. Anthony Thomas and Stephen Todd teaming up for this one. Stephen Todd joining this one for Mahadu and himself. So my top 4 in race number 9, 3, Bella Bella. 7, Wow How. 6, Caesar Mirage. And 10, Kismet. Well, Suter, race number 9. Who do you like?
Number 7, Wow. We get the better of number 10. Number 10, Kismet. And number 12, Answer My Prayers.
7, 12. And for the
7, 10, 12.
Who?
7, 10, 12.
7, 12, and who?
10.
10. And that's Kismet. And in this one, folks, Well Suitor agrees with me. And let me tell you something. The Cook Food Special for Saturday's racing. Wow, how! Kevin Foster and the big man himself, Anthony Nunes, should be having this one. The 9th, 10th, and final is the Dig Out Handicap. They go 7 furlongs or 1,400 meters. Restricted allowance 5-3 for the to bet 5 years and up. 12 horses declared. All the betting opportunities. Pens and papers out for your top ones here in race number 10. Number 2, Isantha Links with Jordan Barrett right in there for Jason DaCosta. Number 6, Regal and Royal, the favorite, Kevin Foster and Gary Griffiths teaming up for this one. Number 8, Classical Orb, running some very strange races, but Colin Blair this one has worked much better now. Aaron Chatry in the saddle, and he has been riding this one the last 2 times. And on the wide outside, Anthony Thomas and Dennis Strait, hi-ho, primero for this one. So my top 4 here, 2, Isantha Links, 6, Regal and Royal, that should be the favorite, 8, Classical Orb, and number 11, hi-ho, primero. My firm selection in this one is Jordan Barrett to get a 2nd win of the year, this time for Jason DaCosta. Isantha Links is my selection. Well Suitor, the 10th and final. Who is your selection?
10th and final, it will be an upset in this. There will be an upset in this race. Number 1, Magical Mood, fit as hands can make him. Number 3, Vanquisher, super fit. The winner will come from one of those horses. And you can also pick some of the favorites that you like. But 1, 3, over maybe number 8. But 1 and 3 will fight out the finish.
Vanquisher and Classical Orb. So that is it. Well Suitor there. Tied up between Aline Mullings for Magical Mood and Kathleen Murray. At number 3, Matthew Bennett and Ray Phillips teaming up for Vanquisher. 1 and 3 with Classical Orb third in there for the trifecta. So those were your selections in the race today. Those of you tuning in late, let me go through my selections and the selections of Will Suitor in the 4th race, the first race of the day. Let's go quickly this one and break out your pens and papers and get down to the selections of the doc and the trainer. In the first race, I'm going to number 4, Select Me. Well Suitor agrees with number 4, Select Me. Second race, I'm going to number 2, Azaria. Well Suitor selects number 7, Sir John. In the 3rd race, I'm going to number 2, Lion of Victati. Well Suitor goes at number 1, 4 Fiver. In the 4th race, I'm going at number 7, and that is Major Danger. Welsh going at number 3, Sister D. In the 5th race, my selection is number 4, Sir Frederick. Well Suitor goes at number 3, Matriarch. In the 6th race, my selection is number 6, number 4, Miss Linda Ray, my little outer for the day. Well Suitor goes at number 1, Uncle Vinny. In the 7th race, I'm going at number 7 with number 9, Sensational Storm. Well Suitor goes at number 8, Last Hooray, that he says will give us a very good run. In the 8th race, we both go with number 1, Mahogany. In the 9th, I'm going with number 7, my Cook Food Special, and that is Wow How. Well Suitor agrees with that one. And in the 10th and final, I'm going to number 2, Isantha Links, and Well Suitor torn between number 1, Magical Mood, and number 3, Vanquisher, leaning towards Magical Mood. And those are your selections. Be sure to make sure that you keep listening to Rebel Radio on a Friday for Racing Business. Big people business. Well Suitor and the doc.
Thank you very, very much, gentlemen. That was Dr. Paul Wright and Well Suitor and Racing Business, the big people's business. And you know this program is aired every Friday at 5:30. This is where we tell you, give you the information in order for you to win big money up the track. Well. That's our live programs for today, Friday, And we want to say thanks to our guests, and all our listeners and viewers. And we want to tell you to keep on listening to Rebel Radio. This is the voice of the people. And I am your host, Desmond Richards. Have a good weekend, good, safe, and prosperous weekend. This is Rebel Radio.
Nose and mouth, you fi cover up that. Sanitizer, get hospitalized. Fight the virus, then fight for your life, yeah. Nobody talk about say you no response no more. Don't be reckless, cause your test say you're not happy. You can still get the virus from somebody. Don't be reckless, cause your test say you're not happy. You can still get the virus. So keep the numbers down. Protect yourself and the people around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Yeah. Keep the numbers down. Protect yourself and the people around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive.
My redeemer,